Hi, race fans. Here we go. We got the Clean Racing League, and last week we kicked off 2026 and the season 25 at Daytona, and what a thriller it was. It was a unique race, actually, that I'd never seen before, and I know Matt up here, Matt had never seen it before. It came down to fuel mileage. That's just something almost unheard of. I don't probably has happened before in real life, but almost unheard of when you talk about a plate race. And it was just wild how it ended. You know, Joshua Altus, man, ended up pulling off the win. But we go from the high banks there of Daytona to a smaller track here, less than a mile track, actually. So it is short track racing, Iowa here tonight. And Matt, you know, Iowa, it's got a sense that it looks bigger than what it is, but it's actually only a 0.8 of a mile style track, so it's considered a short track here. Almost looks like a Richmond, kind of.
Much like a Richmond, very bumpy normally here, not a lot of grip. It's a really fun but tricky racetrack to run.
Yeah, you can see the drivers right now, qualifying here at Clean Racing League. You know, awesome sponsors on board this season. Obviously, Ghost Athletics back with the CRL podcast. Check them out on YouTube and Spotify. New one out there, Savage Designs. Bring those guys up, man. You know, on board here this season. They got the ARCA series on Wednesday, which is the Savage Designs ARCA series now. So appreciate them. But you know, folks, man, last week was a thriller. I think this week is. We got a full field out here, and I talked about that last week. Matt, you know, the charter system that they brought in here, it's 41 charters that they can have. They're all full, by the way. We don't have 41 out here right now. Looks to be about 39, 38 or so. But you still, even with 38 drivers, okay, here's how this still works. And you're probably thinking, well, okay, then that means everybody makes it in if you're not a charter driver. Actually, unless they've changed the rule, and I know, Chris, if you're listening, maybe get with me on it, even if there's 38 drivers, like we're sitting here right now, 37, 8, 39 drivers, that's still, you're like, well, there's two charter drivers that are not here. And there's 43 that can, qualify. So you could have two more positions. You still have to race your way in with those two positions, okay? So you can't just come up in here and not race your way in and expect to just not qualify and get that 39th spot. Now how it kind of works here, because all the other guys are guaranteed, they still hold those two extra spots even if only 35 drivers show up.
Just in case.
Just in case, yeah. And I think that's good in fairness. You know, obviously we talked about, I'm trying to look through here real quick because it's like qualifying maybe coming to a close, but Parker Collins on pole right now. Trying to see if I maybe see any of the non-chartered that I'm not familiar with. Most of them in here look like they're chartered drivers, but I think Parker Collins is going to be the man putting it here on pole. Let me see if I can find him, because I always like getting a little word before the race here of our pole winner. Yep, he's down here in the Only Dads. He actually had a shot for that championship last season, which was a close one. Lane Hostler ended up pulling that thing off. Parker, Joe in the booth, got a copy.
Hey, what's up, Joe?
Well, man, I'll tell you what, you're putting it on pole here tonight. We go from the high banks of Daytona and a wild one last week to the short track here of Iowa. How you feeling on this track tonight?
I think there's going to be a lot of question marks going into tonight, especially with the new updated track. You know, you got the old asphalt and the new asphalt, and that transition from new to old coming out of four is really, really tough. I think it's going to bite a couple of people in the butt tonight, but hopefully we can keep it clean, keep our clean air. We got really happy to start on the pole and not have to deal with that hornet's nest back there. And it should be a good race.
And also, talk about it. You made it to that Final Four last season with the Only Dads. How you feeling about this season getting in there?
I'm really excited for this season. We changed the playoff format, which I think really benefits me and how I'm able to race. really stings how last season ended. Really thought we had a shot to win, and to get beat by a teammate, I think just hurts a little bit more than that. So, we got a chip on our shoulder for sure to coming into the season. Really excited to get going with it, especially after a really bad result last week, which didn't help at all. So yeah, just shout out to my Only Dads boys for everything they do, Superior for their continued support, and yeah, we'll go out there and hopefully we'll be talking to you again later.
All right, well, good luck out there, Parker.
Thank you, sir.
All right, getting back down to the Only Dads. And the Only Dads have grown over the years. I know, Matt, you'll get more familiar with a lot of what these who these guys are, over the course of the season here. But let's look at the grid real quick. Why not? Hey, we've got out front Parker Collins. Just talked to him. Jordan Trask going to start there in a second. Evan Kinney putting it up in the third place spot. We got Ross Tatum starting in fourth. Logan Brecky, he's in the fifth place. Dusty Martin starting sixth. And I know his fan club is going to start yapping and yelling here in a minute. Jeremy Moore here up there in the seventh. Lane Hostler, the defending series champion there, starting in the eighth place. We got Steve Gerber starting ninth. Caleb Smith there in 10th place. Justin Curtis there in 11th. Bob Stevens, he's starting in the 12th place spot. Back in 13th, we've got the man, Jonathan Gaston. 14th plots, we got Seth Fowdy. 15th, Scott Simley. 16th, we got Joe Spinelli. 17th spot, J.D. Daniels. 18th, we got Bobby Mantle. 19th, we got Matthew Gilliam. 20th, Darian Staff. 21st, Jacob Grant. 22nd, Joshua Altus. Ryan Vaughn's going to start back in the 23rd, 24th, 25th spot. We got Joshua Gillian. Danny White there in 26th. Nathan Brown, he'll be in 26th, excuse me. Justin Curtis, 27th. David Persiski there in 28th. Jamie LaRock there in 29th. We got Andy Cork starting 23rd. Mike Kelly back in 30th. Chris Smith 32nd. Kenyon Jackson in 33rd. Zachary Peterson 34th. Ricky Martin starting 35th. Eric Anderson 36th. Fred back here in the 37th. Abraham Ghost 38th. And then Matthew Dyer in the 39th. That's a big field and a lot of great drivers. And most notably right there in the back, Mike Kelly back there. Joshua Altus back there.
We got some heavy hitters back here in the back.
I said, yeah, absolutely. Darian Staff, Jacob Grant, just some of the, most notable names. Which, okay, last week I talked about qualifying, kind of more bragging rights. Here, it might really pay dividends. But then again, remember last week I was talking about some tracks not very good when it comes to, how the, tires might not matter or whatnot. We might see that this place here, tires probably will matter a little bit. Hopefully, anyways. As I say that, then it's going to bite me in the foot.
I think with all the asphalt transition we got here, tires are going to matter a ton.
Yeah, well, and I'm going to stick to it until I see otherwise. Because like I say, maybe sometimes I say that and then I get my foot in my mouth over it, whatnot. But lights off on the pace truck. Here we go. Race 2 here this season. Pace trucks in. Clean Racing League here tonight, presented by Ghost Athletics. And the man up front, Parker Collins, sends us to the green flag. We're racing, folks.
Down into turn 1, 2 by 2, nice and easy. Tiptoe your way through the corner, Joe. You got cold tires on these trucks, and up the hill they slide. They'll hang on right now down the back.
Yeah, and you're right. Absolutely what you said there. Cold tires on a slicker style track here this week, not Daytona where you hang it wide open. You're going to have to use that, pedal, the right pedal and the left pedal here tonight to get it around this track. See Collins right now leading, and everybody else trying to get fanned out. You're pretty much going to see a single file race. I don't think you're going to see a lot of, as the tires wear, a lot of 2x2 here. And I think the low line might be the place to be. Again, with the new pavement here, we just heard it there from Parker Collins. It could change, but you already see what at the top 10, almost top 8. Yeah, already single file.
Yeah, don't tell them back here around 17th. We got them 3 wide and 1. Joe Spinelli going to be right there in the mix.
Yeah, man, I tell you. And, and that's a product of, I talk about this a lot. You got to be more of a aggressive conservative. And what I usually mean by that is you got to try to get as much as you can on the start. Because once these things, unless you've just got a very, very fast car and want to be very patient, come through the field, you want to try to get as much as you can on that restart, because once the tires start, falling off, everybody's going to get equal, and then everybody's just going to be riding kind of single file. I think that's why you see these little packs back here, like what you're talking about with Darian Staff back here battling with J.D. Daniels around the 19th place spot.
Yeah, this battle back here, they're going to be 3 wide into 1. Be careful with that.
Ooh.
Oh, that yellow's out.
Oh.
Not these guys.
Chris Smith, man. Around in the back. Let's see what happened to him. The boss man. Let's see, he's in that. He slowed up for some reason. He must have gotten a wall. I think he might have gotten a wall there. Let's go another angle and see. I think he got another wall and that slowed him up. And unfortunately, yep, right there, he got in the wall. Got loose out of the turn. Got in the wall.
And nowhere for that Toyota behind him to go.
Now, it's kind of a, just got loose. Guy behind him, product of like, oh, there we go. Well, it's kind of what we thought we'd see here on the start of this one. I mean, guys fighting for everything they can in the back. You know, guys up front, man, kind of just getting single file set to kind of, ride just a little bit. And that's kind of how, everything's there.
Yeah, and right now, lights on the iRacing pace truck, Joe. First yellow of the night here. Not long enough for a run, really, to decide if tires are going to matter yet.
Yeah. You're getting closer. What lap are we on? We're on lap 7. You're getting close there to getting in the heat cycle of them. And I know how that plays out a lot with the tires and so forth and so on. You get the heat cycle in them, but then now as you was getting the heat cycle up on them, now you're getting them back down cold again. Gonna have a little bit of effect here on these tires.
Yes, sir. It will. Another thing, track temp 96 degrees with an air temp of 69. That's it's a little bit cold.
Yeah. Unique too here. I want to say this goes from concrete to asphalt.
Yes, it does.
So you're looking at asphalt right there in the turns, going to concrete's down the straight and back. That's a transition that too, and like you mentioned before about the tires, which is still early for that. We'll have to really see what tires are. That's a combination of chewing tires up here on a track like this.
And the seams too in the racetrack down the trial with those little seams can get you as well. Mm-hmm. You see those little black streaks, that's just seams in the racetrack. You don't want to really be on those either.
No, you don't. Right now, looking pretty good. Solid out front. Parker Collins has it. They're going to line them up 2x2. They're going to sit here to go back green. We got Evan Kinney out front right there along with him. Jordan Trask. Those guys up front just pretty much got single file and was kind of riding patient. The guys in the back are trying to get what they can get. Let's see here. Mike Kelly. He did move up to 24th, so he moved up a couple spots, up 10 actually. What about Joshua Altus? Is he able to get anything going? Joshua, he got up 3 spots there. So guys in the back were kind of slowly but surely moving the way to the front. I know that they would probably like a long green flag run to see if they can get back to the front even more.
Yes, sir. For what it's worth, 30th, 31st on back, all made a pit stop here, so they got fresh good years. Or actually, some of them took fuel and then fresh good years. 34th on back. So, I don't know if that'll make tons of difference right now. But there you go. So some guys already coming down.
Yeah, we're going to see. And that's something I talk about a lot here on iRacing is tires. Because I really feel like that's one area that, iRacing kind of has had a back and forth struggle or battle with. Is the tire wear and the fall off. And not to say the tires don't ever matter, because they do in all tracks. It's just a matter of if you've only got 5 laps to go and you're back in 25th spot and the guy up front's leading the race and you're way back trying to get through that field, it's going to be a headache. Pace trucks in. Here we go. Parker Collins up front. We're going back here green tonight. Iowa style Speedway. Parker Collins leads them to the flag.
Parker will lead them down. Everybody a little bit of checkup on the top side, about 5th row back, but they'll make it down to 1. Collins going to split Evan Kinney there. Jordan Trask is going to try to get the inside run here.
Yeah, and you see Logan Breaker there with Ross Tatum and company, and the number 1 machine there, Jeremy Moyer. So a lot of those guys, again, trying to single file, except for the battle for second place. You got to go around about the 10th place, 12th place spot. You go 2x2, and They're back at it back there again for 3 wide.
Yeah, they're back here all wadded up in a knot into one. That's 5, 6 rows of trucks, 2 by 2. They'll hang on down the back straightaway, 3 wide contact mid-pack.
Yeah, you see Joshua Altus right there trying to see what he can do, dig on the inside. And again, this is where, man, like you said before, the hornet's nest back here, and the guys trying to get out of this. You see Darian Staff, he's moving his way up through the field. Watched him there before that caution came out. He was trying to slowly but surely get his way up through the front. He's up 5 spots already. Another guy we were talking about earlier up 11 spots right here. It's Mike Kelly. Not the best, qualifying effort for him. Not quite sure what happened on that because it's kind of unusual to see him way marred back in traffic. But right now, he's up 11 spots. He's in 23rd spot. So I don't think, as long as he doesn't get in trouble, I think he'll be back up here for the end of this one.
Dusty Martin in a heck of a spot right now. Outside 3 wide, now middle. Going to be tight here, nearly 4 wide. That's around 9th. That is tight right there.
Yeah, and you go back here about the 16th place spot. They've been battling out about 3 wide. Joshua Altus trying to move up on that inside lane. He's up 9 spots to 14th. Staff's there with him. On the outside of him, Joe Spinelli. Spinelli falls back in the line. So, again, what you're seeing back here, folks, is pretty much guys just trying to battle and get every position they can, before maybe, get single file or anything like that. And again, I think a track like this too here, Matt, Joshua Altus is one of those conservative style drivers. He doesn't have, and he said it before, he's working on his qualifying, but he usually finds a way to get to the front because a track like this, I think, is going to benefit somebody who's more patient-oriented than they are aggressive.
Yeah, you don't want to be aggressive here. If you're aggressive here, it can get you in trouble. You'll wear your stuff out. It's just not a good game plan.
Absolutely, and you've already seen him up. He's already up to 11, 12 spots, battling for the 11th place, so he's slowly but surely coming through the field, and that's kind of, it's kind of a methodical way to do it. Meanwhile, up front, let's check on the leader. Parker Collins still out front there. He's got Evan Kinney behind him. Battle there for 3rd and 4th. You do see Jordan Trask right now has it. Ross Tatum kind of peeking to the inside. They got Evan Kinney there, so that's 2nd, 3rd, and 4th battling it out a little bit. And I think it's one of these tracks too here, Matt, to where you're not going to be able to just, unless you're just on a heck of a lot newer tires or whatnot, just blow by somebody. It's going to take a little bit of time to get around them on that inside.
It's going to take a little bit of finesse to get around them on that bottom here. To your point, you're not going to just blow right on by. You're going to have to baby that thing to get by somebody and not get yourself in trouble.
Absolutely. Caleb Smith back here in the 8th place spot. Last week got caught up in a wreck. Scott Simley, good to see him back out here. His teammate of Mike Kelly had a good qualifying run sitting there in the 9th. Right behind him, Justin Curtis. Joshua Altus, we just talked about him, up 12 spots already there in 11th. So he is moving through the field. Seth Fowdy's another one you have to keep your eye on, who was there with Darian Staff. We were talking about back here with Mike Kelly, still up 14 spots there in 20th. So now he's taking a different, unique line. He's up on the top side. We see an Altus man has been able to run that bottom lane all the way to the front. Let's see if he maintains and stays there. Now, I said earlier it looked like maybe the bottom lane, but actually it looks like maybe the middle lane might be a little bit coming into play now.
Yeah, that middle lane is coming in, and I want to update Mr. Jonathan Gaston back here. He was on pit road during that caution. He's already back up to 21st.
Yeah, trying to see if he can bounce back and see what happens. He was the one that kind of, unfortunately, just got, wrong place, wrong time, got tagged there. Chris Smith trying to see if he can't get back up through. He's back in 35th spot. And, I got to shout him out every time. Old Fred Garcia, guy's great. And just to give you a little history lesson on him there, Matt. He was the original owner here, founder of the Clean Racing League. About a year or so, 2 years ago, a couple years ago, he handed it over to Chris Smith. Chris done a great job of growing and extending on the league. But Fred comes out here week in and week out. Good guy. He's had some pretty good finishes in the past, but he comes out here and he just likes racing. He enjoys, man, just coming out here and having fun week in and week out. Yep, he does. Just having fun. I always like to try to shout him out right there along with it. Adrian Ghost, a little bit off the pace here. He had a good run last week, but He's back 15 spots for some reason, so not quite sure there. But again, these guys around about 24, 25th, still 2x2.
2x2, and they're going to continue to battle back here. And there is W. Eric Anderson there in the mix to the battle in 26. Jacob T. Grant back here in the 25th spot, hanging tight. Now 24th, doing a good job.
Yeah, Eric Anderson up there in 25th. He's up 13 spots. I mean, one of the heavy movers has got to be Joshua Walters. He's right there in the 10th place spot now. So he'll see if he can't run down. Got a little gap between him and Caleb Smith before he gets up there to him. Seth Fowdy's right behind him. I mean, the hard charger, though, is back here with Mike Kelly up 15 spots. He's back in 19. So he's trying to see if he can't move his way through the field. You can start seeing the field now kind of get a little bit spread out. I think at this point is where you're going to start seeing guys that are better at managing tires.
Think so. We got a truck dropping back hard. Steve Gerber there in the 16 machine. Started ninth tonight. He's back to 26. And to your point, checking his lap times, seems like he's wore the front tires out on that truck a little bit more than everybody else.
Goes back to what I was talking about earlier. You know, you've been a little bit too aggressive out there out front. You know, you got to take what the track's going to give you, you know, so to say here. And, you know, like you said, man, it could have worn it out. And, you know, you hear this in racing, Matt, a lot, is cold tires, you can get them up to temperature easy. Once you burn a tire, though, it's pretty much done. You can't do anything. It's time for new tires at that point. So once you hurt that tire, overheat it, you know, slick it up, stretch it, or whatever, it's time for some new ones, because there's nothing you can do as a driver other than, like you said, lose some spots going to the back.
And don't look now, but Parker Collins in lap traffic here tonight already. Woo, getting ready to catch up to, looks like Jamie going to go a lap down there in the 15. He's running 37th. Chris Smith next on the chopping block. So Chris has got to go if he's going to stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, Chris unfortunately involved in that wreck, got him behind, got a little slick coming out of the turn, got up into the wall. But Parker Collins, you know, that's a name you're going to become very familiar with. Collins is a very top-notch driver. I mean, we got a ton of them out here. I can't really just say there's not a one here in the Clean Racing League, but you know, he is one of the top-notch. Made it that Final Four. Had a little trouble there in the Final Four race, but definitely a heck of a season. Now this season's changed. It's not a win you're in. So I think the approach to it, and like Joshua said last week, it might benefit a guy like him where dead consistency can get you into that championship and get you into the playoffs, and even through the playoffs can get you into that end spot there by being consistent. So you don't have to like win a lot, because you're going to see guys like Collins, Hostler, you know, Tatum. A lot of them guys you're going to see, they're going to win a lot of races. And that's just a few names to come to my mind. I mean, yeah, there's so many of them out here. But with the format like it is now, Matt, it can benefit someone who really wants to be, you know, more conservative and wants to try to just be kind of what I look for, consistent.
Yeah, and you know, that's the thing. Consistency can actually outdo wins and points if you do it right.
It can.
Right,
yeah.
That's what you want to do. You want to really be consistent, stay in the top 10, top 5 all year, and that'll give you a good shot at it.
Yeah, get you into that playoffs. Once in the playoff, anything can go there. You know, we was talking about Altus up 14th, just trying to see if he can't claw his way there to Caleb. Obviously, the further up you get, you know, it's going to be a lot slower to get there. Lap time-wise, though, last lap, I mean, everybody's in the 24 range. Just tells you how hard it is to pass here, because you're looking at, 70, with a 70, 77, 68, 74. I mean, that tells you right there, you know, the whole field is within, Lord, 2/10 of each other. So that tells you there, Matt. Again, it goes back to, you're not going to see somebody just go zoom right on by, because I've talked about this a million times. What's it take to pass somebody straight up, just right behind? A track like this tonight, I'm going to say you're going to at least need a 10th and a half to go just right on by them. Maybe 2/10. But most of the time it's in that 10th and a half to 2/10 range, and you're just going to scoot by anybody on most tracks. A 10th, yeah, you're going to get around them eventually, but it might take you a couple of laps before you do. As Ross Tatum, is that Ross? Oh, my bad. That's a lap track on the Patrick Collins.
Ross Tatum, though, is up to second.
He is a second. So let's see if he can actually gain. He's been a little bit faster, and we just talked about that. 74 to 68 lap time wise. So not quite a 10th faster. Yeah, he'll catch Collins. The problem is with a 1.5 second lead, it's going to take him a while to catch him.
Yeah, it's going to be a yeoman's work to get there here tonight for him. He's just got to be consistent, hit the lap times, and eventually get there, and then eventually work his way around it.
I don't set Fowdy back here at 4 spots in 10th place. Fowdy was kind of quiet last week. I told you last week he has a secret weapon, and I always kid with him about that, is his wife. And she has done a great job to come in there. She sits in the channel, spots for him, even almost pretty much crew chiefs for him, is what she said. He said she manages when to pit, when not to pit, when is a good time to pit and all that. I didn't know that until I talked to him one time. I thought she just spotted, but has done an outstanding job. He's put a sponsor on that truck, though. Maybe he could put our logos on there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or the Clean Racing League logo.
That would work. Yeah. I like that idea.
Yeah. Dr.
But
Pepper, man. Put Dr. Pepper on there. I like Dr. Pepper. There we go.
Let's shout out all the significant others to help do this so many times, whether it be league racing or anything else. It's interesting, man. They do great work letting us do this and helping out when they can.
Oh, you're talking about the sponsors have been here for a long time. Obviously, this is the Clean Racing League presented by Ghost Athletics, CRL podcast. And, as far as Ghost Athletics, I was just talking about, unfortunately, not having the night that he wants. It's Avery and Ghost. And Ghost Athletics, he doesn't advertise or anything like that, but what he does, he's a retired police officer. I got to talk to him several months ago, man. A really great guy, man. I like Ghost, boy. I really get excited, fired up. He likes it, and, when we do it. And he works with kids. That's basically what Ghost Athletics is. It's almost like, the flag football that they have in football. It's kind of similar to what he does. He helps out the community kids and helps them out with sports and stuff. And it's just a really thing that he runs, non-charitable and all that stuff. So awesome to see. He's been a long-time supporter here at the Clean Racing League, several seasons. So good to see him back here again. And I know he'd like to be a lot further up in the field, but hey, sometimes, man, you got to take what you can get. Now the other side here, Caleb Smith, who is sitting right here in the 10th place spot. He's running the CRL podcast, which him and Rob Sherwood actually do. You can catch these episodes on Friday morning on YouTube and on Spotify. Just check out the CRL podcast or go to cleanracingleague.com and catch the links there. But, they brought that up about a couple of seasons ago, CRL podcast, and it's interesting. They have a lot of the drivers on, talk a lot about what's going on in the league, et cetera. So good little listen. They want to go out there, and it's been something they've got. So, and again, the new sponsor here, who's sponsoring our Wednesday night Savage Designs, which is Chris Smith, obviously owner of the Clean Racing League. Got it right there on the back end of his truck. On the side, he usually runs the Clean Racing League. Ooh, truck right there. We got a caution out. David Persisky. Okay.
He has a problem.
Yeah, let's see what happened to him here. A little loose. Him and oh no! Wow, who is that? Andy Clark? No, that's Jacob Grant. That was Jacob Grant. The 19. Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Let's go back a little further here, because.
Oh.
Okay, Grant hit the wall, came back up the track. Unfortunately, the truck kind of slung back up the track. All right, there. Actually, we were watching Chris Smith at the time.
Jacob lost the car off a tube, gets in the inside wall, and then backs up into traffic and nowhere to go.
Yeah, he lost it. Punches it. Yeah, it just threw the truck back up there. Nothing he can do. And then, the 92, Brzezinski came in. Ouch. Done for the night. Not a way you want to come back. I mean, last week Daytona, man, wasn't the best, but wow. Now, Jacob Grant was Grant's Designs. He actually changed the name. He just sent me to Grant Creative Studios. So, new name for him out here. Jacob Grant, just unfortunate. That's something that he doesn't want here tonight. Caution for him to bring it out, but pit stops, okay. I would say so, because we're at lap 47 already. Wow.
Andy Cord. Wait a second. We had another incident. So Andy Cork, after that incident that happened, the yellow flag comes out. He locks the brakes up and gets to the inside wall in turn 3.
Yeah, he's in the Frito-Lay machine right here. I saw him spinning off down there. He's just a product of just trying to avoid all this mayhem in front of him. Yeah, so he just kind of just wanted to get out of the way. Unfortunately, like you said, just bumps the wall a little bit inside. Hopefully didn't really hurt the truck too bad. We'll have to see when he turns around right here and see if it flat nose. And I always say make it look like a bulldog after they get done. It's a punched in nose. It hurt the hood a little bit. Not too bad.
Not too bad, a little bit. JD Daniels, Zachary Peterson, and Danny C. White, all 3 end of the line here, assuming that's either for a wave around, but they're going to get an end of the line penalty. So they'll go to the rear for the restart.
Yeah. Whew.
Andy
Cork, good one, though.
Man, it's been a really good one.
I think that last run there showed us what we're going to see on a long green flag run and who's the patient, who's not. And pretty much that top 8, top 10 there was very patient on that long green flag run.
Yeah, they were. I don't think that Parker Collins wanted to see that Savage Designs yellow flag, buddy.
No.
I think he wanted to stay green.
Yeah, I think he did. I mean, and that's. I mean, he was out front, but there again, he's on new tires now. I think he can do the same. Everybody else is on new tires. It's not like it's kind of different. Pretty much everybody's on new tires now. So, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's probably. I don't say that. Probably not close to. I think they probably would have took this thing to 60, 70 laps. So, if that caution wouldn't come out. This right here ain't too bad. Got him to lap 47 at least.
Not too shabby at all.
Absolutely not. Folks, man, we're here tonight. Iowa, second race of the season, 2026, kicking it off here at Iowa Speedway. Clean Racing League here tonight, presented by Ghost Athletics, CRL Podcast. Lights off on the pace truck. Parker Collins has been in control of this one all night long. Ross Tatum right there on the outside. We're getting set to go back green. Collins is going to lead them to the field here. And just to look, so we got some heavy hitters, but pace truck's in. Collins about to hit that restart zone. We're back green at Iowa.
Green flag in the air. We got wheel spin behind him. One on the apron. He'll tether it up. That was Logan.
Breaky.
All kinds of sideways, man.
Yeah, you know what? Cold tires. You got to get the tire pressure up in those tires a little bit, but man, look at the man on the move right now. Joshua Altus up 20 spots. He's right there in third. He is chomping at the bit to maybe get out here and see what he can do with Parker Collins and company. You got Ross Tatum again. I said a race like this is going to fall in a guy's hands like him. Meanwhile, though, it puts us back here to 3 wide around 10th place spot.
Yes, sir. Bricky going to be in the middle. Bricky right there in the middle, 3 wide. Here we go. He'll grab a hold of the truck. He'll get it back to 2 wide bottom. 12th on back right now. Absolutely put a blanket over them and put them to sleep because they're right there together.
Yeah, guys right behind him, man, trying to put their autograph on the back bumper. You see Mike Kelly, he's battling hard on the inside. He's up 22 spots there in 12th, so he's making the headway to the front. You got in front of him, you got Caleb Smith, Darian Staff stuck in the middle, not where he wants to be on this track, but new tires, he feels good right now. If that's old tires, he's probably thinking, I don't know about this.
3 wide right now. They'll get back single file, kind of sort of around this battle. Just in front, Scott Simley going to pick up to the outside of Evan. Evan going to try to slide up to block him. Not enough, though. And Simley going to pull ahead here, Joe.
Yeah, Scott Simley, man, I tell you what a fireback he's had here. Remember, I was talking about it last, about right before Christmas, I said around November. I think it was a little bit after Thanksgiving, but he had injured his back, I think at work is what Mike was telling me. He was out for several weeks. He was, fortunately, he was able to make the last race of the season last season, but was out for a lot. Good to see him back out here, though, feeling a lot better. Definitely make you feel better, man, Matt, when you're running up 9 spots, running in 6th place.
It'll make you feel a ton better, buddy. That is the best pain relief ever, in my opinion.
Heck yeah, knowing that you're doing good right now, having a good solid run, and he's got his teammate on the move there, Mike Kelly, up 22-12, but he's got to get through this pack. It's in front of him. Jeremy Moyer, Darian Stapp, who has actually been making some waves. He's up 13 spots, by the way, right there in the 8th place spot. So he's actually had a pretty good run all night long. Justin Curtis right along with him. We talked about Caleb Smith, and I actually do like that Jeremy Moyer's car, purple and white. It kind of sticks out a little bit.
It looks good. It looks really good, and it does stick out quite a bit, actually.
You know what it reminds me of?
What's that?
You know, remember the Nerds candy?
Yes.
That's what it reminds me of. One of them packages, the Nerds on it.
That reminds me. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, yep.
Or some wild soda drink one. Hey, who knows what it would be? But
man, there was nothing like the 90s in soda drinks. They'd come up with everything. 2x2 back here in the pack. Here goes Scott Simley, Evan there as well. Just alongside Jeremy there, and Judson Curtis there in 10th, as well as Caleb Smith. So all these trucks right around each other, Joe. Collins leading.
Yeah.
Praz. Man, we're having a heck of a race here.
Yeah, it is. And right now we're seeing what we were talking about earlier. Single file up front. Got to be patient. You see the top 8 or 9 all right there in that single file lane, kind of riding. I mean, most of the guys that are trying to get out of the single files run about, I'll say 11 on back. You see Kelly battling there with Curtis. I think he's going to make, I thought he was going to make that pass. He's down the inside there for the moment. I think he'll make it. We talked about this earlier. Probably take him a couple more laps, but you go a little further on back. You go back around about the 19th place spots. You got some side-by-side. That's Bobby Mantle with I'm going to say Ryan Vaughn. I have not Von Henschel. I'm going to slaughter that name, I know.
Me too.
Yeah, that's why I just go with Vaughn.
Vaughn works for me, buddy. I back that decision up 110%.
Yeah. Unless I hear it said a couple times, I don't want to mess it up. But I'll tell you what, we were talking about earlier, heavy movers, but Lane Osler, don't quite know what happened on that last pit stop. He actually he must have got damaged somewhere, and we didn't know. I didn't see it because he had a 29-second pit stop. That last stop, so that's got him marred back here in the 23rd spot right now. Good little Hot Wheels machine, by the way.
Good. Man, I miss liking Hot Wheels, dude. They were so much fun.
Well, these are like little Hot Wheels out here. These are grown-up Hot Wheels. That's what we can call them.
Yeah, they're the grown-up version.
That's it. Absolutely.
If we can just get them to race on one of them loop-de-loop trucks, that'd be great.
Oh, everybody come out of that thing with a bunch of X's out of that one. But Danny White still got that reflective machine out here. He's up to 26. Eric Anderson back there, a good guy. I was talking about him last week. He's up 11 spots, though, from what he was, even though he's back here in the 27 spots. So still trying to make some waves, heading through the field. Talked about Ghost up a little bit, still back in 30th, though, trying to see if he can't break into it. The Ghost is one of those that, even though he's back here, has a tendency to sometimes, by the end of the race, find his way to the front. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe by the end of this one that he couldn't find his way to that top 15, top 10 or whatnot.
Get up there and get going, right?
Yeah.
Move on up just a little bit further.
he is a conservative style driver. He's not unlike Altus here, who has really just battled his way back up to get up to third place. Kind of like they're staggered out. We talked about lap times. You see the leader right now ran a 31, 37, 31, 33. That's the top four. And I'm gonna tell you that's pretty much dead even between the top four. Nobody has really a huge advantage.
Nobody really able to really set themselves apart, if you will. It's just everybody's kind of super glued or even alien taped together.
That's it. Yeah, and again, and on this track with it being like that too, even that last lap, 38, 42, 41. Now Ross Tatum did pick it up a little bit with a 26 there, but still, it's not a lot here, and I think it's going to come down to maybe an off-cycle pit stop or one of these guys making a mistake. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be hard-pressed for that any of the guys on the track to make a mistake, but let alone that top four, top five making a mistake.
Yeah, I don't see those guys making a big boo-boo. Anything can happen in racing, but they're pretty talented.
Seth Fowley, we talked about him before the caution there. He's up 9 spots in 5th. I talked about him having a secret weapon out there. His wife has helped him out the last several seasons. She stepped in to do all the spotting for him, and I even found out not even to do. I talked about this a minute ago, but not even to spot him, but to help him out with like fuel window, fuel mileage, etc. Maybe. Should we take 2 tires? Should we not? Kind of almost like a crew chief in the sense of iron. It has made a difference, man. I know you're new to the league, but I've seen it over the course of the seasons when before she wasn't there, and then when she started, I noticed Fowdy was starting to come up through the field, and I kind of just looked down there in their channel, and I said, wait a minute, he's got a spotter, and so I started talking to him about it, and lo and behold, there you go. What a turnaround.
Lo and behold, you start turning everything around, and this is the way it works for a racer, right? You start getting one thing together, and everything starts to fall in place.
Absolutely. And that's the, momentum mentality. I know people talk about, year from year. They ask, well, how does a racer fall off? Some of it is equipment, obviously, you can have a crewman or, crew chief or something like that. It can be a lot different. Rules changes, et cetera. But I think a lot of it too could be mentality. You just mentioned it right there. How you come, approach tracks, how you approach the races, how you approach things going in. Do you still got it? So, yeah, we've seen some greats in the past. Even in the real world and even on iRacing. And I've seen a lot of good ones here. On that great subject, Lane Hostler comes to mind. As he goes sideways there. Caught him right there as soon as we went on him.
Yeah, good timing. Yeah. Good timing there.
He has won the championship twice in a row now. But he went 3 seasons, Matt, dominating. Pure dominating the regular season. Made it to the Final Four and lost it on all 3 seasons. Okay? And then the next season afterwards, totally missed the playoffs, had a miserable season. And then the next season, he kind of came out, readjusted the driving a little bit, I noticed. And again, it's paid off. 2 championships in a row.
Yeah, and once you get it, here's the thing: you had all that bad luck, right? All of that bad luck. Have you ever heard of getting a monkey off your back?
Yeah.
That's kind of what he did.
Yeah.
Once you get it figured out, you're good.
Yeah, and it wasn't because of speed. He has definitely had the speed and all. But we go back to those several seasons that he had that were just pure dominating and not winning a championship was to the point of almost demoralizing. And then he had that all season. I think that all season reset him, got him back on track, and now you look at him now, and usually he would be a driver that would be up front, just really just trying to get up front all the time. He's kind of balanced himself out, and I think an all-around now has helped him. And battle up front in front of him right here is Brewer, got around the 15th place spot. Dusty Martin, Matthew Gilliam and company there was battling it out.
Tell you what, these trucks getting a little bit spread out here tells me they're not easy to handle.
Remember Parker talking about there before, it might be a little slick out here with this track, with the new pavement. You know, you mentioned it last week with the new, the way the new truck, new tire model, stuff like that, kind of a little bit uncertain. I mean, Parker, although even though he said a little slick, he looks pretty like he's on rails out there right now. He's got it figured out, but like you mentioned, there's some guys in the back right now kind of struggling.
Yeah, and you just got to take your time, try to figure out what the truck's doing. We know, you know, it's hard, man. When you're struggling for grip, depending whether it's front grip or rear grip, you fix setups and things of those natures, there's not much you can do. Me personally, though, this track is probably one of the slicker tracks that I've ran at. Since the repave, just from, you know, we talked about it earlier, the transition between the two asphalt layers, or the asphalt and the concrete, I think that might have a lot to do with we got another truck sideways back here in the back.
Starting to see
Zachary doing a little dip-do slide thing.
And they're battling back here too, around about 14th place spots. You got Dusty Martin, Ryan Vaughn back in the back. Hey, what's up, Joshua? Joe, you don't have to call me out. I wouldn't call you out like that. Come on now, Josh. I didn't call you out, man. You've been doing really, really well, man, all season long there, Joshua. Sitting in 32nd right now.
Just kind of working it here, massaging it in.
You're right, riding a little bit. And what you can do, take it all in. And, we talked before the race. A lot of this is just patience. I think that's what this race is going to come down to. A lot of it just being kind of patient, guys. Letting the track come to them. We hear in football a lot. Right. Take what the defense is going to give you. Take what the track is going to give you and what your truck is going to give you. I mean, this is a fixed setup. You can only do so much. Got to put it in the hands of the driver.
I mean, you can adjust your brake bias a little bit, a couple of those things, but overall, not a ton you can really do.
We got Justin Curtis right now there in the 10th place spot. So some of the heavy movers here tonight. We talked about Joshua Altus up here in the 3rd place spot. He's up 20 spots so far. Trying to see if he can't close in. He's about a half a second back from Jordan Trask. Another one there, Seth Fowley's up 9. Scott Simley's up 9. But you go back here around the 8th place spot, Darian Staff, we've seen him, come through the field a little bit. He's up 13 spots there in 8. But Mike Kelly has pushed his way from 25 spots up to 9th place right now. So got himself out of a little bit of a hole. A little further on back there, you got Ricky Harding. He's up 18 spots there in 18th. Eric Anderson's up 14th and 24th. You got Zachary Peterson up 11 and 26. But, unfortunately, where there's some heavy movers, always on the flip side of that coin here, Matt. And that goes back here to the Bob Stevens that is down in 27th, down 15. Steve Gerber, you talked about it earlier, down 21 positions, down in 30th. J.D. Daniels down 14 spots, down 31st. Unfortunately, we saw Jacob Grant, who was out of the race, got hammered into the wall. He's down 15th and 37th. So, unfortunately, where you see the good, you've got the bad with it too.
Yes, you do. You got good and bad, and it's kind of the yin and the yang of iRacing. And, you'll have a good week one week, a bad week the next. You just have to learn to roll with it.
Yeah, love it right now. But so far, so good. Out front, man, it's all Parker Collins. He has had this thing on lockdown from pretty much the start of it on, and we're already at lap 89 here, this one of 150 tonight. Short track racing. They went from the high banks of Daytona last week to the short tracking it here this week. We got Iowa also for the ARCA Series here coming this Wednesday. Savage Design there, ARCA Series here. But Parker Collins had a 3.9 second lead over Jordan Trask, and you got that kind of lead there. It's comfortable. You can just ride.
Yes, sir. Just kind of ride through. Just hang on to what you can, take care of it. You just don't need to do anything crazy, right?
No doubt. Well, so far, it has been a very, very good race out front. Collins has been the man keeping this thing under control. We got Trask there in second. Joshua Altus. Now, we talked about what it's going to take championship-wise. One last week, if he finishes here in third, that's a good start to the season consistency-wise, because we were talking earlier, the win and in is not here. So normally I would be like, okay, he's won, he's already in. The rest of the season's pretty much, let's see what we can do. I know you've still got to maintain to try to see if you can maintain high-end points to get that. And he has. He's right in third right now.
Yeah, he's maintained quite a bit right now. And I tell you what, to your point, a first and a third, I'd take that to start the season.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's an outstanding run. I mean, to be able to get up here and do that. Another guy right there behind him, Ross Tatum and Foudy. And, you alluded to it last week was at Daytona. A lot of times, and even in real racing, I feel like they think this way. The season doesn't really start until after Daytona because Daytona is one of those races where anybody can win, anything can happen. And I think even in real life, yeah, it's a points race, it counts. But I think, like what you were talking about last week, I think this right here really shows, okay, what drivers are going to be breaking out is Justin Carey spun, no caution, but I can see what happened to him here.
I think the flag man forgot how to wave the yellow.
Oh, the Pop-Tart 7 machine bounced off the wall into him. Okay, so luckily he didn't.
I'm really surprised we didn't get a yellow.
Yeah, no doubt, right there, because he backed up. It's unfortunate he's going to come on pit road and he's going to lose a lap by coming on pit road like he is. He's going to get a new set of tires, but I think it'll be a little bit more solid. But yeah, just unfortunate right there. You saw it in the back.
Yeah,
kind of everybody's spread out now, though.
Things like that do happen. I mean, they do. Unfortunately, somebody bounces off of you, you get wrecked. There's not much you can do about those type of things.
No, and we've seen tonight a couple of drivers getting slick out here. We talked to earlier. Parker Collins mentioned it. He said with this new pavement of the track, new setup, with these tires, anything can happen. Probably going to get a little slick out here too. You talked about last week how they did a little redesign of the trucks themselves, aerodynamic wise, messed with a little bit with the tires. So all that's kind of just compounds up, and next thing you know, you just don't know what's going to happen.
Compounding interest.
Yeah.
Of about 10%.
You just don't. Not the kind of investment that you want though. Really, you want a good type of investment here.
You want to be Mr. Wonderful and get royalties in perpetuity.
That's
forever.
it. Absolutely.
Can't tell one of us watching Shark Tank.
Joshua Altus on pit road. I'm going to say that this is probably
the
scheduled.
start.
Yeah, I'm going to say remember we talked earlier, that caution came out around lap 47, and everybody came in, obviously, at that time. I think they could have went at least 70 laps here easily on this track.
Smith on pit road as well.
Yep.
Hosler, Altus, Harden on pit road. So here we go.
This will take us to 50 laps. If it stays green, it's taking for 50 to go. So went by really, really quick here tonight with these guys, and I think you won't see anybody else come on pit road. You see Collins still out there, and that's what takes me to the point of I think they could probably at least go 60, 70 laps. Because he's already at this point now went, over 50?
54 that time by, so if that's the case, you got another 5 to 10. He could probably go easy.
And with the lead he's got at 4, it's almost 5 seconds right now over Jordan Trask. He's in command of when he could come in pit road. I mean, on green flag stops, you're going to go a lap down. That's just This is the way it is on this track here. Let's see. Yeah, you're pretty much going to go a lap down here. So Collins really could. Now he doesn't want to stay out too long after everybody pits, but yeah, I see what he's doing because
he can run long, right?
Yeah.
Put a bunch of trucks a lap down, and then if we get a Savage Designs yellow flag, he'll have them trap a lap down.
Yeah.
That's kind of the plan he's going for here.
And then we got people in all cycle style pit stop says, oh, we got a truck down the wall. Who was that? That was JD Daniels.
I think it was JD.
Fun,
yes.
yeah. We were
And
watching
JD
it there, but let's see
smoking
what
on pit
happened.
road.
Yeah, that thing's hurt.
Update.
Another truck
He's
came in and
done.
hit him afterwards, but we saw him and yeah, he just tried to get woed. Oh yeah, right there. He just both of them tried to get woed down and right into the wall. Ooh.
Yeah, and I think that truck,
Now,
man.
if I'm not mistaken, last time I checked, the motor's not in the passenger seat, right?
Right.
Why is it smoking?
Well,
Oh, he's going to
you
garage.
know, logic.
That's, I'm with you, logic. Yeah, okay.
Logic. Sometimes our logic brain goes out the window.
Yeah, because when you said smoke, I went, we hit it on the side. What in the world happened? Unless it blew up coming in and whatnot. But nonetheless, Parker Collins still leading them. We're seeing we got a slew of pit stops right now. Everyone from 17th on back has made a pit stop, so the top 16 have yet to make their pit stops here. As I feel like a lot of these guys, man, might start doing it.
Yeah, start dipping down, take that stop, get it out of the way. That's kind of what you could do, right?
Yeah. A few more coming in. Ryan Vaughn, Logan Brecky, Jordan Trask coming on board, and Lee Collins at this point is just trying to drive this thing out as far as he can. Now you see the second place man, Ross Tatum, coming on pit road. This is actually putting Parker where I was talking about before, almost close to that 70 lap mark. I said before they probably could go. And it's already went in the 60s.
Man, he is 61 laps complete here,
Yeah.
Joe, so he's really knocking them down.
Yeah, let's go on board here with him. He might be saving. I don't know why he wouldn't be saving any, really. Just there's no reason to save. And again, I'm looking right here too.
Oh, whoa, Collins and heavy lap traffic here.
Yeah, and I wasn't blinking. That's what you don't want to see either. You know,
Oh,
ooh, okay, he got up to about 7,200 RPMs. Okay, they woed this thing way down in the turns. Remember, I said it's a lot different than the high banks of Daytona. You definitely use some brake here to kind of get this thing, slowed down to get it into the turns or whatnot. But he still looks smooth. I'm riding on board here with Collins. He looks smooth pedal-wise.
Otherwise, he looks smooth, but I will tell you, he is about 2 seconds slower than fresh tires.
Oh yeah,
right now.
yeah. You're talking about 50 lap difference there. Just to look at Joshua Altus, Joshua Altus pitted lap 98. That's right at the 50, and his last lap was a 24:35, and Collins was a 25:30. So,
And Collins now to pit road.
but you
right
know
here.
what? Even with that, at 50 laps, that's not bad. That's only a second.
No, that's not bad at all.
I mean, that tells me, and that's what I talk about a lot of times, Matt, is it worth the gamble to take tires late like that? Because if you get marked so far back, yeah, everybody's like, well, hey, Joe, yeah, I'm a second faster. But you're not going to make that time up if you're back in 25th spot and there's only 20 laps left. It's just not happening because, one, Joshua Altus would at that time was the first one lap down. would have had to get his lap back and go all the way back around the track to catch back. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about the tires, the justification of those tires.
Yeah. I mean, you got to have enough of a gap in speed difference to really get the tires to do the work for you, right, to gain back. And right now, Seth, your leader, and he is in all kinds of lap traffic. So
he's going to let them go.
He's got to let them go. That gets dicey.
Now, and again, we take it back now where tires really would matter, where it really would a benefit is if you say, let's say Seth Fowdy stayed out and, there's 3 or 4 laps to go or whatnot, or maybe 5 to go. You went in, took tires, you came back out in 7th place, 5th place. Right. Then, okay, there you go, and you're a second faster. Absolutely. But if you're getting marred back in 25th, 30th spot, that's a tough one, especially if you're only talking about 4 or 5 laps to go. And that's I see it a lot. I don't know what would have to change iRacing wise to do it, because in real life there is a huge difference in tires, but I still think there's only like a handful of tracks on iRacing that really make a big difference. And I just saw what I needed to see right there to say that, I mean, even Jordan Trask, who just came in, he ran a 24.09 to a 25.18 of Seth Fowdy that last time. Again.
And Fowdy to pit road right here. Well, he'll dive off.
But again, that's only what, a second, 1.1 second? That's it.
Yeah. Not much of a gap at all, really, to be honest.
So that's going to actually leave us with, looks like about 4 or 5 machines yet to make a pit stop.
Yeah, Jonathan Gaston going to take over the race lead. Mm-hmm. Joe Spinelli there as well, staying out, and then Nathan Brown. So what these guys are hoping for is, of course, a yellow flag to kind of trap some guys, but this strategy rapidly falling apart.
Yeah, because you can already see a lot of those guys been getting back on the lead lap. Nathan Brown obviously going around now. You see, Parker Collins is back on the lead lap. Joshua Walters back on the lead lap. 7-second gap between Gaston, maybe 3 seconds. But you can see them running them down. When you're only that far back, brother. Yeah. Oh, and there's the yellow flag. That's what we need.
Gaston around, the leader around out of turn 4.
No. Now, that's not what you want to be. You were hoping for a caution. You don't want to be the caution. But let's go back and see what happened to him. He's right there in a black and white car. Hang on a minute. Showing everybody. He's in that black and white car. He's letting the lap traffic go. It's a smart move on his end. Coming into the turn here, and it just get out from under him. Looks like, he was coming on pit road, and the car behind him, the truck behind him just couldn't get slowed up. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it before you did. I'm just sitting there going, oh.
Yeah, he was trying to get on pit road, slowed. And now, I don't put a really fault on that truck behind him there. That was a really fast reaction. Hey, but guess what? Brown, Gillian, they benefited from it really well.
Yeah, because everybody's coming back down. Collins back down pit road. So actually, when this cycle's out, I think, depending on if anybody stays out, Joshua may have the race lead.
Mike Kelly stayed out. White stayed out. Kenny stayed out. The thing about that is, though, and now here's where we're going to see a little trouble on pit road there, too, by the way. Nathan Brown comes back out. He finished at lap 120. Here's the thing, though. Now, Danny White stayed out. Mike Kelly there, but I don't know about that, right? This strategy. We were talking because now you're going to have people on 20 lap different tires. And remember what I was just talking about? Well, Joe, you were just saying tires didn't matter. Yeah, if you're in 25th position. But Joshua Altus is sitting in 6th place right now with Parker Collins right behind him in 7th. So, yeah. And you got Nathan Brown, Joshua Gillian, who are on new tires now too, sitting in 4th and 5th. So when you're sitting in those positions, yeah, that second gap tires, and even if it's only half a second here, is going to be huge. Because Mike Kelly pitted at lap 109 and 98 for Danny White. So, I don't know. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Danny's got, however, Danny White has a black flag.
Uh-oh.
So
Could have passed the pace. Could pass somebody or a pace car on the course. I've seen that happen a couple times. Kind of weird how it happens. iRacing is a weird thing. Well, then that puts Mike Kelly still out front. Evan Kinney did pit at lap 114, so he's looking even with not quite as new tires because Mike Kelly pitted at 109. So we're looking at a 11 lap difference tires between the guys who just came in as opposed to Kelly. It'll take a couple laps, but I do feel like they're eventually going to get up there to him. Let's see.
Oh, this is going to be what I would call interesting, exactly. And we're going to have roughly just shy of 25 to go. So, well, just over 27 to go, coming 26. Yeah. This is going to be big.
Cautions breed cautions, too. You know, they got to be careful on the restart here. You know, everybody, you got some guys on the old tires, but most of the field sitting here on new tires. Pace trucks in. Can Kelly hold them off up front? He's brought his way back from the back. He gets a good launch off the start and gets out front.
Yeah, and you're going to have to look here because you got to think about Collins and these guys. It's not had traffic in front of them all night, really. And here they come on the bottom, four wide. Truck sideways on the bottom.
Ooh.
That's Jordan Traz going to hang on.
Yeah,
wrecking back straight away.
Oh, they're wrecking? Yep. And you see, man, right there. And was that Collins that got in the wall?
Oh, Park. Oh.
Uh-oh. Well, let's go back here and decipher. First off, we're going to look at our caution here first, which is Ryan Vaughn. Saw the truck right there get a little wiggly. Oh, because he just lost it coming off the turn. That brought the caution out. The one I'm interested in here, though, is what happened to Parker Collins after the fact. He was 3 wide. The caution flies. Him and the 69 just got together, and he got in the wall. And then from there, kind of accordion effect in the back. It got Darian Staff, who has been another fast one, Logan Brecky around. But, man, Parker Collins dominating the race here tonight. Caught up in that incident.
I'm not even driving the truck, and that gives me indigestion. I mean.
Well, the barbecue truck, man, was the one who hit him. So, there you go.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Now, it's not over for him, but he's definitely going to put him in the back. It all depends on how much damage he got there. The problem is going to put him back in 18th place spot. Not what he wanted to do. Kelly got a good jump. I mean, about the best jump he wanted to get on that restart to get out front. And I think that's what he needs. I'll throw a scenario out here. Obviously, we saw right there Joshua Altus and Parker and Collins on those new tires what they were able to do. They were coming. If that caution wouldn't came out, it would have been probably another couple laps and it had been up there. So Kelly needs to get out front as far as he can. Hopefully, those guys behind him battle for a while. 25 laps is still a long way to try to hold those guys off.
22 laps is going to be an eternity to hold them at bay.
Yeah. You got Kenny right there behind him. He's on a little bit, newer tires than Kelly. But Joshua Altus, we were seeing it. He was on the inside. Collins on the outside. You saw what they were able to do just on those new tires and just out there battling amongst each other. Let's see what Collins maybe has done back here. Did he go in the pits? He did not go in the pits, and the truck doesn't look really hurt. The only bad thing I say, he's a little bit bumped in the back there. That shouldn't bother him too bad, but The only bad thing is if he didn't come in for tires, those tires could be a little bit heated, flat spots.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh, man. It's just been one of them nights, man, where anything can happen, right?
Track
Like,
racing.
man leads 99% of the race with 111 laps led, and then gets put in the back a little ways, and here we are.
Yeah, and I've seen it time and time again. You know, like what you said, get out there dominating, and then just misfortune happen, and that's kind of how you see a lot of the drivers out here. Sometimes it's the way it goes. We've had some great green flag runs. Just kind of seeing what Mike Kelly's going to do here. You know, can he hold these guys off? He's got Kenny right there to his outside. Altus is going to be on that inside, and so Kelly's going to want to try to get the best jump he possibly can. Lights off on the pace truck coming out of 4 here. Iowa Tonight Clean Racing League presented by Ghost Athletics CRL Podcast. Pace trucks in. Can Mike Kelly get another jump out? Don't want to spin those tires. And green flag is back in the air. He does, and those two are going to leave him battling behind him.
And he left them in the dust. 2 wide for a second. It's Evan. It's Joshua. We got a mess back here around P2.
Yeah, the thing is, you see Joshua on those new tires is able to clear him real quick. You were talking about a back here, about 10th place spot. They are 2 wide, 3 wide. Battling, contact with Nathan Brown. He's falling off the pace. He was able to save it. Battle for the lead up front. Man, there's battles everywhere. Joshua Altus is going to take the lead. Is he going to win 2-2, back-to-back?
Altus back out front. Kelly will slide back off of 2. Kelly going to fall back. Tires is not working for that truck.
No, and then he's going to sit and duck right now. He's marred behind a lot of guys that are surrounding him with new tires. You got Caleb Smith there, Ross Tatum, Logan Breaking, pretty much the whole entire field on the new sets of tires. He's just going to see if he can't maintain. Hopefully those guys battle long enough to where it kind of neutralizes out their tires, and he can maybe come out of here with a good solid finish. I mean, still either way, coming from 31 positions up to 3rd, if he comes out of here with a top 5, top 10, that's a win-win for him either way, points-wise. But Joshua Altus, looking at this, coming from the back, and we got a truck
turn
around.
4, 1 truck sideways.
That was Ricky Harding. He saved it, but his yellow flag, it must have triggered it, which, go back and watch one more time, see what happened to him. Well, we saw a little bit, looked like he lost, but kind of strange. That one got triggered, and I think the other guy kind of got maybe messed up on his caution. Because when he spun, it didn't bring it out. Ricky Harding was, he got lucky in it. Got one to come out here as we're watching. A little back. Did he have a little help? No. I think he just came out bunting, man. A little air came off of it, and what a save.
Round it came.
Good save. Kelly on pit road. Okay. I think that's pretty much all he can do. He knows their tires are cooked. Trask on pit road. Harding on pit road. Valdi. Staff. Spinelli. So we do have some guys coming on pit road. You know.
Going to be interesting.
Yeah, and it's got to maybe play a little devil's advocate here because they could come out and still be around about 15th, 18th place spot. We got a couple more cautions. Kelly and him could, if they can, maybe knock a few positions off each time it's green, they could end up getting back up here before the end of this one.
And take a look here. Don't look now, but Collins back up to 10th.
Wow. Yeah. Collins is not going to stay back there. He's going to try to pick these guys off one by one as much as he can. Got Simley still having a good run. Gilliam right there in the 8th. Curtis, man, 7th. Hostler, remember, he was way back in the back there, too. He's up to 6th place. I told you, he was kind of just methodically riding in the back. Remember another guy I mentioned, man, who sometimes you just don't see him because it's in his name? Ghost. Yeah, he's up 14th right now, up 6 spots. Man, he was riding way back in the back earlier in the race.
And he rode back there for a while, but it's kind of paid off, right? Now.
Yeah, I always say Ghost Man. You can't see him on the track.
Can't see him, but you might see him by the end of it.
Absolutely. Well, I'm kind of curious now. Mike Kelly pitting with the 4 tires on. You've got Eric Anderson there who pitted along around about 126, a couple guys on 125. So it's going to put Mike Kelly and Trask on about 10, not quite 10, but about 8 laps newer. But it actually is going to put him 12 laps newer than pretty much the top 10 up here.
Yeah, this is going to be a wild restart.
And what Kelly needs here, Matt, is basically it goes green, maybe knock off about 3 or 4, maybe 5 positions, and if a caution flies, he's up to 13th.
Yes.
Rinse, repeat. You know what I mean? Until hopefully it gets down. Now, obviously, Altus and them up front want this thing to go as green as long as possible.
Yeah, they want to run the hour out of the hourglass here.
Absolutely. Well, Altus up front, who is, even if he don't win this race, I mean, what a job to come from the back, 22 positions up, to be up here leading this thing. Don't count Parker Collins out yet. Don't count Kenny, and you got Caleb right there, and Ross Tatum and Lane Hostler. They have been kind of sitting kind of all night long, just waiting in the back. But here we go. Lights off on the pace truck. Iowa Speedway here tonight, Clean Racing League. Pace truck's in. Joshua Altus and company up front. As we're getting set that restart zone, Altus gets the jump. We're back racing.
Altus, good restart. Look at that, Joe. He's able to gap them by 2, 3, 4 trucks.
Yes.
Down into one, side by side behind them, stacking up hard. Look at Logan there. Man, so many people right in a little clump off the corner. Lane trying to fight through. Lane up to 5th here as they roll into 3 and 4 yet again.
Yeah, and this is the time. You've got the go time at this point, man. The laps will click off very fast. Been a short track here tonight. You got Caleb right there in 4th. Lane Hostler hanging on strong there in the 6th place spot. Let's look here in the back. Mike Kelly, remember I talked to him before, those new tires. He's trying to see if he can't shift his way through the field. He's 3 wide. It's a little contact with Eric Anderson there on the inside. So he's trying to see if he can't fight his way to the front. Just really, really hard to pass here.
Yeah, Parker's trying to do the same thing. He's trying to find a way to get through. Kind of hemmed up around 10th here.
Yeah, he is. You see him there. Actually fell back to 12th there. Unfortunately, with Darian Staff, Justin Curtis and company, as a lot of those guys, you can see Parker, he's on the back door. The time's running out, though. Joshua Altus up front. Kenny's right behind him. Truck gets swiggly. Oh, he's going to hang on to it. Man, what a save. What a save. I don't know who's the 7 machine. That's Matthew Gilliam. Well, I'm going to tell you what. That was Matt, that was a wreck that should have happened, that didn't happen, that possibility, who knows?
Dude, that was like 3 wrecks that should have happened.
Yeah, it was. Wow. What a save by Matthew Gilliam there. I mean, that could have been disastrous because they'd been right there in the middle of the field. And meanwhile, we stay green.
Look at Altus trying to boot Scoot and Boogie away from everybody.
Yeah, Altus has got that out front. He's got it, clean air, looking really good. Collins can't get through the field here. He's falling back. Mike Kelly's trying to see if he can't get some positions back. Again, I said, even if Mike Kelly can get back to the 10th place spot or in the top 10, that's a win-win for him tonight here. So not bad. Evan Kenny hanging on strong there in the 2nd place spot. Lane Hostler, though, remember, he was just riding in the back earlier. Well, now he's up to 3rd.
And look at that. Flagman going to have 9 to go at the stand. What do you think, Joe? Does anybody have anything for Altus right here?
I think we've seen that earlier tonight when Collins got out front. It's a short track. Usually you don't associate short tracks with clean air, but it looks like the clean air is definitely helping them and helped Collins out there tonight. And again, we go back to everybody's running so even. I mean, look at these lap times, 97, 95, 91, 93. That's just dead on top of each other.
Yeah, there's not enough of a difference there to really gain or lose, in my opinion.
Yeah, because they one lap, one person gains, the next lap, the other one gains. So it's a seesaw battle back and forth. So I'm like this, a stalemate right now between Kenny and Altus. Unless Altus slips, he could put this thing back, back-to-back win. And what a way to start the season off, because last season, missing the playoffs and just having all kinds of issues. He missed some races. there late. Some personal reasons came up. So for him to bounce back like this to start the season, man, what a way to do it.
Well, and then look at it this way too. It's a confidence booster, right?
Oh yeah,
it's a huge confidence booster.
If I don't boost your confidence, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what will.
I mean, yeah, he had a little bit of help to get here, but once he got the opportunity, he's held on to it, right? He didn't drop back. He didn't throw it away, so...
He has run through the field. We saw him all race long. Not the qualifying effort he wanted, but I said earlier, a track like this is pretty much a track that benefits him more so. Kind of have to be methodical, clean, run through the field slowly but surely and get to the front and get yourself in that right position, and he has all race long. See, Mike Kelly's still battling here. He's up to 12th. I mean, those new tires are working for him on that inside lane. The problem is time's just running out for him right now. But again, I'll still say he gets a top 10. That's a win-win points-wise for him because he's come up 23 spots so far.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that is a huge win. That is a massive win.
I think the thing with Parker Collins is that little bit of damage. You can see him right now 3 wide. It's not where he wants to be, but a little bit of damage on that rear end. And you see him getting a little bit loose, and I think it's starting to show it up right now.
Yeah, he is in a hornet's nest too. It don't help if the truck don't feel good and you're in a hornet's nest.
Yeah, you don't want to be on that inside. You don't want to be 3 wide. You're just falling back. You're frustrated at this point. You dominated the race. Had one little slip up, and then you're up there, and next thing you know, boom. But the man that's in charge right now, Joshua Altus, he's got the solar machine up front and looking strong. Evan Kinney right behind him, Lane Hostler. Remember, they make it to the white flag. This one's official, and they could all kill themselves on the track here. But as you see Altus coming around the final turns here, Matt, with a white flag coming around for him.
He just wants to get here to the start-finish line. That's it. He'll see the white flag, one to go in Iowa. Altus now with a 7/10 of a second lead.
Yeah, it is. Joshua Altus, 2 more turns here to make it a back-to-back win for season 25 here in the Clean Racing League. Evan Kinney right there holding on to second, Lane Hostler in third, but he could coast pretty much to the lane now as Joshua Altus is going to put this thing in victory lane and a back-to-back. He won Daytona. He won tonight at Iowa. What a way to start the season. Kinney in second. Hostler, man, with a good finish right there in third. Boy, all around, just a great race here between these guys tonight.
Yes, sir. Altus going to break out the broom sweep to start the season. There you go.
I like what you said, confidence. That's a confidence booster in itself because that, man, is like, wow.
Yeah, but I know it's not winning or in, but with 2 wins on the start of the season, now all you got to do is be consistent the rest of the year you're going to be in.
Absolutely. Let's see if we can't find him down here. We got Lane going to bring him up. And there's Joshua. Bring him up. And who am I looking last one? Evan. He's in only dance. All right. Let's bring up the man here. Third place man, Lane Hostler. Let's get a word with him.
There we go. You got us, Lane?
Hey, guys. I got you.
All righty, man. You started 8th here tonight. You're going to bring it home in the top 3. What's your thoughts here as the race wore on, and how do you feel?
Honestly, to come out with a top 5, top 3 is a pretty good night for us. I didn't feel like I had very good 1-lap speed, and then realistically, I wasn't super happy with my long run pace. Just kind of bided my time and got some lucky cautions and took advantage of some good track position there at the end. Other than that, not much to write home about tonight. Just kind of really was about the 8th to 15th place truck most of the night, and got some lucky breaks.
got the brakes, but you was able to maintain them and make the best out of it, man.
Yeah, it ended up being a pretty good night. Gotta say thanks to the Only Dads guys, especially after the weekend we just had running the 24-hour and all that. It's good to be back on ovals.
Yes, sir, man. A long weekend for a lot of us here in iRacing. There was points tonight. You were down in 30th, and back in traffic. What was that like back there, that far back in traffic?
Yeah, I had some headset issues at the beginning of the race. I couldn't hear any of the chat, and realistically, pretty much the whole race, I couldn't hear any of the chat. So, stopped, tried to make some changes, didn't quite get it right. I think I drove through the field pretty well. I ended up right outside of the top 10 on the last pit stops, and really, I just kind of expected to finish somewhere around there. Didn't feel like I had much more.
There you go, man. We got anybody you want to give a shout out to or anything?
Yeah, like I said, thanks to the Only Dads guys and Hustler Fence. Just everybody. Definitely you guys for broadcasting, and Chris for putting the league on too.
Alrighty, man. Congratulations, Joe. You got anything for him?
I mean, you pretty much answered it there. I know Lane, defending series champ here. So what a way to start off, man, for trying to get yourself back into that points there, Lane.
Yeah, solid night. Solid night.
Absolutely. Well, man, there you go. That's Lane Hostler bringing her home in third here tonight. The man here in second place, let's get a word with him, Evan Kinney.
All right, Mr. Kinney, you got me?
I do.
All righty, man. You're going to hang on to P2 here tonight. Taking a look at the night you had, you started third, you yo-yoed back to around 22nd through pit stops, and you're right back here at the end in second.
Yep, I had a strategy of just staying out as long as I possibly could. We have a tendency in this league that there's a there's a caution right in the middle of the green flag stop, so I figured I'd stay out long, and I guess it kind of worked out for me. I didn't have nearly as fresh tires as Josh had, but I had fresh enough to keep second, so I'll take it.
Well, man, dang, you couldn't run down Altus there, but you tried. There was a lot of that late race yellow restart. Is there anything you could have done different there?
No, Josh had, I think there were at least 10 lap fresher tires than me, so I was surprised at how well I was able to keep up with them, but I knew I wouldn't have anything for them. So happy to keep it in second and keep it on the podium.
There you go, P2 tonight. Great work. What's this do for your confidence moving forward in the season?
Well, normally I would say it'd be a good thing, but I've got no idea what to expect from Motegi. That's going to be just everybody's going to be learning by the seat of their pants on that race. So it's a good confidence boost. I'll take it, and we'll go into the unknown. Get ready to go overseas.
Well, head towards the unknown here very quickly. Great race. Anybody you want to give a shout out to, buddy?
Yep, just my Only Dads boys as always for getting each other ready and making this a lot of fun. Chris putting on the league, and you guys putting on a great broadcast.
Well, man, great work here tonight. Congratulations, and we'll see you when we go to Motegi.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
There you go, Evan Kinney, man. It didn't kill him tonight. He was able to get to second. But this guy, man, I tell you what, they've been able to get up here. Joshua Joy in the booth, you got a copy?
10-4, Joe, I got you.
Well, like you said last season, just a miserable season all in all. But this one is starting off right. I mean, back-to-back wins. You're qualifying, though. Was you a little worried coming through that field because you were marred in the back and you had to come way back up to the front, but got it done.
Yeah, holy cow, Joe. I've been telling you since I've known you how qualifying is a weak link, and that was a big emphasis for me during the off season. I wanted to really come out and do better, and honestly felt phenomenal in practice. I was just telling Lane and Evan, it helped because I just ran this track about 2 weeks ago in another league, just getting some seat time, and I felt so confident coming in, and I was like, man, if I don't get the pole, should be top 5, no problem. And I did what I normally do, and I tried to push it too hard, and I slipped, and that's all it takes. And these guys are so good, man. You just can't you can't spot, a couple tenths in qualifying. I mean, you're going to be way down the list. So yeah, I was super nervous at the start. I just really didn't want to get run over or get caught up in a wreck. The track was super slick early on, so I was just trying to be really cautious. And the guys I was around were kind of tiptoeing, and I knew I could push it a lot harder. So I was trying to, that conservative aggressive you talk about all the time, Joe, just kind of pick my moments and go when I can and try to be patient and not put myself in harm's way. And I knew we were quick. I mean, we drove from 23rd to 6th in the first run, and Parker was super fast. And I just, if I could have just gotten up there and gotten on a level playing field with him, I mean, I know he got, he had some issues, but I think it would have really been a coin flip between he and I, if we started on the same footing. So, I can't believe we got it done, man. That's phenomenal. Two in a row is unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We were just up here talking about that. I mean, just a phenomenal run, especially last week. The way that one turned out was wild when the fuel miles and everything that took place in there tonight coming from the back. I mentioned earlier that, and like what I've always said, some guys are really conservative, some are very aggressive. I feel like this track maybe played into that for you as being really, you were able to just methodically come through the field. Now, at the end there, you took the tires and you saw Killian them not up front. Was you kind of chomping at the bit going, man, is it either going to be bad or is it going to be good?
Yeah, well, first, I mean, it's really hard to pass here for one, because it's with the repave. There's the new asphalt, and then it kind of transitions to the old asphalt, and it's kind of a one groove track. So you got to be really meticulous, kind of picking your way through. You got to really set guys up and try to get a really big run. And I mean, once it gets really late in the run, it's almost impossible to pass, because everyone's kind of going the same speed. At times. But yeah, when we caught the caution, I came in and I don't want to say short pitted, but I just pitted on kind of a normal scheduled time, and a couple of those guys ran long, and they caught the caution. We kind of cycled to like P6, I think, and I was honestly a little disappointed because I wanted it to go green. I think Parker was definitely going to get me if it stayed green, just because he had the freshest tires. But my hope was that I would kind of cycle to the lead and then get the caution. So I was fine with it, but just wanted it in another, maybe 5 or 10 laps. So, once we started P6, I was like, man, it's going to be a little tough to pass these guys, but, just tried to be confident. I mean, I knew my truck was fast. I knew I was fast, and it's a good track for me. And fortunately, just got a couple really good restarts. I think Mike had a couple laps on his tires, so we went into 1 and 2, and he kind of washed up a little bit, and I just pounced on him all I could. So yeah, I'm honestly a little stunned, to be honest with you, Joe. It's me, I just try to be really conservative and kind of click off top 5, top 10s, and try to be in the mix. But I can get used to this winning thing. So
what do you think about next week, going to road course racing? Well, actually it's an oval, it says.
Yeah, we're going to Japan next week, so hope you guys got your passports. We're gonna ship them over to Japan, over at Motegi Oval, or Motegi. I'm not quite sure how to say it, something like that. But
I'll mess it up.
Yeah, I have no idea what to expect. It's an oval, which I'm generally pretty good at ovals, so. Okay. I've run there one time. It was probably a year or two ago in an Xfinity Series car, and I ran okay. I just I don't really know what to expect. I'm definitely gonna have to maybe pack my bags and leave a little early, kiss the wife and kid goodbye, and head on over to Japan and run some practice laps this week and see if we can figure it out, man. I'd love to keep the consistency going. I was honestly looking at the schedule, and the first part of the schedule was honestly, I thought, going to be the hardest part for me. So I definitely didn't expect to come out and go back to back. And I think you guys said it last week. Generally, the real season starts kind of race 2. So Daytona's Daytona. Had to put ourselves in position. I'm glad we capitalized on it. It's always fun to win there, but if you can come here and have speed and be competitive, that's a good idea of where you're at. So I feel great. I feel like I'm at the top of my game right now, and we're just going to try to keep the momentum going as long as we can.
Well, you got the win tonight. Came from the back. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, definitely you, Joe, and Matt. It was good to hear you last week as well. I'm excited to go back and watch this broadcast. OSR Network, you guys do a phenomenal job, so really appreciate you guys. Got to thank Chris Smith, Joe Spinelli, Abram Gostin, everyone that works on CRL, Ghost Athletics, all our sponsors and partners, and it just we couldn't run a league without everyone putting the time and effort into it. So appreciate everyone. Shout out to all my SMB Motorsports teammates, my other boys from my other leagues, and I definitely got to plug my sponsors. I forgot last week, Joe, so that's on me. But got to thank Sinvar Roofing and Solar, obviously, for employing me, and anyone in the Virginia area looking for clean energy. Even though that tax credit's gone, it's still a great time to go solar and try to lower your electric bill. And got to shout out Drew Hodges, Apex Mountain Apparel, for being on board as well. So just a lot of people to thank. Obviously, I think my wife. I want to give her a late happy birthday. It was her 30th birthday this weekend, so we were able to go to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and celebrate in the cabin. So just want to shout out my wife and my daughter. Really enjoy coming out and racing with everybody, and just happy to be in Victory Lane, man. It's always fun to win, and like I said, we're going to try to keep this momentum as long as we can.
Well, there you go. Matt, you got any final words on him?
Man, breaking out the broom 2 in a row, man, that's a great way to start the season. You mentioned it, you got to load up and get over to Motegi and get practice going, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're gonna try to keep this momentum going. I know it's not realistic to keep clicking off wins nonstop, so it's good for the confidence. And like I said, with this new format this year with the chase, we're just gonna try to continue to stay out of trouble. Finish these races, finish top 5, top 10, podiums, wins if we can get them, and see where all the points line up. So I would love to get a belt and be a 3-time champion in this league. So we're gonna go for it.
Yeah, Thorne. Well, man, hope we can get a belt and go 3 times, man.
Yes, sir. We're gonna give them hell.
All right, there you go. Watch Joshua Altus, man. Like you said, back-to-back wins here to this season. Well, let's look here real quick. The final unofficial results orders. We talked about it. Joshua Altus winning race number 2 here of the season, and race 1 back-to-back here already. Evan Kinney bringing it home in 2nd. Lane Hosser there in 3rd. Logan Brecky in 4th. Caleb Smith in 5th. Justin Curtis rounds out the 6th. Scott Simley in 7th. Ross Tatum in 8th. Darian Staff in 9th. And Mike Kelly does get that final top 10. Look through the rest of the field. Now, what a race, Matt. Wow. And then we go to a track that I'm kind of really unfamiliar with next week.
Yes, sir. Twin Ring Motegi. We got to get the OSR truck loaded here tonight, get down to the port, get it on the ship, and get it over there, because we got to go racing that next week, man.
Yeah, that one's going to be interesting. Like I say, I thought it was a road course, and it said oval, and I didn't know they had an oval over there. But nonetheless, folks, man, it was a good one here tonight here for the Clean Racing League presented by Ghost Athletics, CRL podcast. We're going to leave Iowa. That man right there, Joshua Altus, making it back-to-back wins here so far for the season. Well, for myself and everyone, have a good night.